Hi guys, it's Belle here and it is time for this week's Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. It's week 44. This is the hashtag. Do put that in if you want to see what everyone is doing. I will leave links as always down below to Margarete's YouTube and her Etsy where you can get the prompts from. And I have 3 other years worth of this challenge in playlists on my channel. I do it differently every year, so it is worth checking those out if you haven't seen them already. Now, I realized that for the past few months I've been just working on the page, and I had someone who's new, so if you're new here, hello and welcome, say to me, oh, how are you keeping those? Like, what are you going to do with them at the end of the challenge? And I realized that if you're new, you wouldn't have known that I've actually been working in this journal. This is a ring bind. It was basically the cover and a few pages that I have had for at least 10 years. I wasn't going to use it for anything else. It's not in the kind of colors that I like. I don't really usually work in ring bound journals, although the year before last Margarete Miller was also in a ring bound journal that I made myself, but I don't tend to work in them a lot. And I then just cut a load of pages to fit, so I knew I had enough pages for the whole of this challenge. I cut enough pages to fit with some old scrapbook papers that I didn't like because I knew I was going to cover them up. So if you're new here, this is how I'm actually keeping, this is back to front, all my pages. I will decorate the actual page, the front cover and possibly the back cover at the end, and also at the start of every year I do a flip through of my pages or my pieces for this collage challenge. So let me just, you can see they're just pages, and then what I normally do is take them out and you just see this bit. But that's what it is. So if you're new here and you were wondering, they are all being kept in this ring bound journal. One of my goals this year was to really use up things in my stash. So that is what I have been doing this year with bits and bobs. Now I'm just going to show, so diagram a chart I haven't got. You don't have to do all the prompts. I'm sure I could have found something, but it's been a busy couple of days and I didn't want to spend hours looking for just that. Something that squeaks or honks. I have this tiniest little mouse die cut. A section of a magazine advertisement. I have this from a knitting magazine, a vintage knitting magazine. I'm going to put my little mouse on top of it so I remember it. Cake. Now, this is where you guys might disagree with me, especially if you're in the States. But I picked this because it said pumpkin pie. Now, is a pie a cake? Not really. Cake's normally with sponge or something. I'm going to pick pumpkin pie. I'm thinking of cake as something sweet and dessert. That's where I'm going. Don't comment down below. That's what I'm doing. Inspired by a fairy tale, we're going to have a Cinderella kind of inspiration. And pattern paper I've got lots of. So let's get started. The picture for this week, so I just realised I have not cut it out. So as you're watching this, we would have just finished October and now we're into November. And so last week we had quite a lot, including Halloween, but I didn't want to put a Halloween picture up because you'll see that in my October daily when I finally get around to completing all that. But we did also that week manage, thankfully, to get to a pumpkin patch. The pumpkin patch that me and my partner have been visiting for several years, and our son went with us. Here's all of us, our pumpkins, with little scarecrows and things in the background. And I just thought this was a nice picture to pick because, you know, it's fun, and it's a good one to end spooky season with. And the one over the page was more Halloween, so this one can be more end of autumn pumpkin patch. And must remember to leave a place where the prompts can be. So I have lots and lots of patterned papers, but I also want to use this. Now, the reason I picked this advertisement is because it says your numbers up on these sharp knitting needles. And I just thought that kind of makes me laugh because it makes me think of horror movies. It makes me think of those. So that's where I was going. I also have this adorable paper, and it kind of has this farm feel to it. So I did want that. Some apples in the background. We're going to put some pumpkins in the background. That's what we're going to do first. Want some pumpkin pepper. Oh, want some pumpkin pepper. Now, what do I want to do? I could go down there. Your numbers up. We don't have to use the whole advertisement. I might do, but we don't have to. I'm trying to think because I don't want to waste this. But I might rip and tear it a little bit. Why not? Why not? So we're going to have that down there. We have this kind of fun paper. We have the florals. Do I want florals? I think I might just use this because it's thinner paper. I kind of cut it there. Okay, so let's put that on the background, and I think I do want something a bit lighter on the background. So yes, we're going to do that. So we went pumpkin picking. It was an absolutely lovely day. The sky was blue. It had a little chill in the air, so you could wear your coat and your hat because, you know, I wore a lovely Halloween pumpkin themed dress. Not the usual one that I wear pumpkin picking. I changed it up this year. And yeah, our son hasn't been back there since we went for our civil partnership 2 years ago, me and my partner, me and his dad. So it was fun for him to get to go pumpkin picking. Basically, he has not spent Halloween with us for several years because he has lived outside the home whilst going to uni and living with his partner and stuff. He's not actually been home for October, for the full month of October and Halloween for quite a few years. So it's been a lot of fun for him to be able to be home and do these things with us. So we went to the pumpkin patch. He did get an amazing pumpkin. Big pumpkin, super, super heavy because he really wanted to carve as well this year. And there were just so many amazing pumpkins there. But on top of that, they also have like lots of games. They have welly throwing and what's it called? Where you've got the bags and you throw them. So you throw them through the pumpkin's mouth and thing. You try and get them through. Is it cornhole or something? And he did that. I love that. We need something down here. And I still want this one down here. Kind of going to rip and tear this one too. So he did that as well. Because he wasn't there last time, he wasn't there with the games. Like last time we went, they did not have the games. I'm going to trim that a little bit. There. But last year they did. And so they had all those kind of games. And they had even more games than last time there for the kids, which was really nice. And they had a marshmallow fire pit, so you can do that. And they had lots of food stalls. So we tried a few different things. He really loves milkshakes and ice cream, so he will have them any time of the year. He was reminded me once when we went out for Christmas Eve years ago, and he brought ice cream. Freezing cold, raining, and he's like, can I have ice cream? So he got himself I think it was a banoffee milkshake. I got myself a pecan hot chocolate, which was, I have to say, I'm just going to say this, it was disappointing. It felt like they'd put the smallest amount of pecan in it, and it didn't taste like the best quality hot chocolate I've ever had, if I'm honest. It really didn't. And that was disappointing because, you know, I was looking forward to it. But anyway, we try these things. And he actually said similar things about his milkshake. He said it kind of tasted... It tasted okay, but it didn't taste... what's the word I'm looking for? I might just do more of this down the side. It just tasted okay. It didn't taste the best. There wasn't much flavour to it. So that was a dud. But, you know, we tried it. And then I'm wondering if I can fit that. Yeah, if I trim that there, it'll look like it matches up. Then we, good job, Belle. We just grabbed some chips and things. And by chips, I mean, like, in the States, I think you call them fries. But we call them chips. I know you guys refer to chips as what we would call crisps. But chips to us are potatoes. You know, chips. Anyway, so we got some of those. But also, they had this homemade kind of brownie cookie stall with amazing things, and he got himself a peanut butter brownie. They had a croissant, right? A croissant that had a cookie inside. So the cookie was inside, they'd cut the croissant open, put the cookie inside, then put like icing and chocolate and things on top and heated it up. I mean, that really is not the healthiest thing to eat ever. We didn't grab one, but oh my gosh, I mean, yeah, it looked amazing. But anyway, he got the peanut butter brownie, which he said was amazing. I'm going to leave this kind of orangey pink because I kind of like it with the other colours. Why is that not going down? And then they had a fire, what they called, stone fire pizzas. And he ordered a goat cheese red onion chutney with rocket and balsamic glaze. Now, I don't tend to eat pizzas because I tend to react really badly to them. So I think it's the tomato, whatever they put on pizzas. I was fine when I went to Italy because their pizzas tend to have not have too much tomato on them unless you buy one with tomatoes. So in Italy, I can actually eat pizza. But outside of Italy, I really struggle with pizzas. So we make our own. And I never, ever have tomato on mine or anything like that. In case you're wondering, you're probably not. But in case you are, I actually have hummus as a base on my pizza. And I normally have like focaccia bread with hummus on mine. And that works really well for me, actually. But this one was a proper beautiful bread base, really soft. You saw them sort of make it fresh, put it in the stone fire. Oh my goodness, guys. Now again, I don't eat a lot of dairy, but goat's cheese is, well, my favorite cheese other than French cheese. Goat's cheese is my favorite. So I also don't really like onions. However, saying all that, we want it at an angle. Saying all that, have it like that. Yeah, we could have it like that. I actually had some of that pizza. I had a whole slice. And I was waiting, guys. I was waiting for my stomach to not like what I just put in it. but actually it wasn't too bad. I think because I just let myself have the one slice, and I did pick the slice with the least tomato and the least onion chutney on it. But oh my goodness, guys, that pizza, we all said, because him and his dad, well, he ate most of it, but his dad had a couple of slices too. We all said it was, oh my goodness, it was absolutely delicious. It was just scrummy is the word I would use. I would use that word. Scrumalicious. So, yeah, I like that down there. So that was a win. The chips were really nice as well, actually. You know, sometimes you just think, ugh, no. But they were really nice. They weren't too greasy. And they had the skin on still. And, yeah, they were just delicious. So they were good. And then we just wandered around the pumpkin patch, looking at all the things, taking lots of photos. They have these frames. I'll put a picture here briefly. They have these frames that you can stand in to have a picture. And every year since our civil partnership, my partner and I have had a picture together in that frame. So obviously we had to do it this time as well, which was really, really nice. And yeah, they just had lots of fun stuff. They have, I think they do a Christmas tree farm, because in the middle of this pumpkin patch, it is surrounded by hundreds of Christmas trees. And I even happened to find a little sleigh, a little wooden sleigh with a reindeer hidden amongst the trees. So that was super cute. So we've got pattern paper, advertisement, cake. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I was going to have an apple pie, but then I realised that was apple too. So it is what it is. And I have these Jolie's stickers. There's supposed to be 7. I've used quite a few of them. What are they? It's Scarecrows, SPJJ015. And you can see this little scarecrow guy. And I'm going to use him. I've had these absolute years. I don't know if you can still get them, but I want to use this little scarecrow. I don't even know if it's going to come off here properly because I've had these so long. And I want to put the little scarecrow like up here, which is going to be a problem really. Or over here. Could do it over here. I haven't got a lot over there then. Try down here. Or here. Could do him down there. Yeah, I like him there. Right, and the little mouse I thought would be perfect hanging from the scarecrow. That's what I thought. Yep, I'm going to have the mouse hanging from the scarecrow. So, yes, it was just a really good day. We played lots of games there. We walked around, we got lots and lots of pictures, and it was just nice having our son with us to do it, and to be there with us, and for him to enjoy it. We had some good food, we had some not great food, but you know, that's the way it goes, doesn't it? Now, you can kind of see why I went for a Cinderella type theme. So we've got pumpkins. So a pumpkin is obviously the carriage is turned into a pumpkin. These pumpkins are huge. I don't know if I want these ones. I'm trying to think if I have any other pumpkins. Hold on. Okay, I have this sticker sheet and it says pumpkins 25 cents. And I'm hoping I can put this kind of here. Yeah, so the prompts will go inside here, but this looks good here too. So we've got pumpkins 25 cents, which I think works. And I might just try and put another pumpkin on here. Maybe. Do we want the blue? There's a little bit of blue on there, so why not? I've got these ones. Come on. Come on. Now I'm thinking of putting them down here. So we are going for a Cinderella theme because there are pumpkins. It's turned into a coach, isn't it? And we've got the mouse. I'm sure, is it the mice that are turned into the coachman? So that's my fairy tale inspired theme. We do have another pie. We don't need another pie. I'm just looking at all these stickers now thinking, what can I use? What can I use? Kind of love some of those. Right, now I also have some of these like florals that I was thinking of putting in here, on here in places. Like I love that one. Let's see if that's too big. We also have some that say like leaves are falling, autumn days, cozy vibes, autumn leaves. Let's try this. I really do love this. We don't need this on here, but I'm feeling like I want it, and I kind of want it just kind of, hold on, stop trying to stick down. Kind of want it there. Like so. Oh, I love that. And I can have some more flowers coming down actually. We don't need the whole stalk on there actually. I'll cut this part of that stalk off. But we can add another flower. Have them just falling. Doo, 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 doo. So yeah, it was a great day, and I'm glad we got to share it with our son. I'm glad he got to come with us. And then we did have a wonderful Halloween. It was a very busy Halloween, if I'm honest, because we had lots to do in the morning, and I hadn't fully decorated. Shocker, I know, but I had to finish decorating. And then I ended up having an optician's appointment right in the middle of the day, like at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So we had, I want another sunflower, because this place is actually got a little sunflower farm, and it's never really had that before. So you could actually buy sunflowers there. I've stuck that over that one. Let's not look too closely. You could buy sunflowers there, which is a new thing because they weren't doing that before. So that was quite nice. I didn't buy any, but yeah. Do we think this is too much flowers? I feel like up there might be good. Or over here. Feel like there's a gap here, but we could put a word there. We could put a word there, that's fine. And I do want to put, we've got autumn leaves, autumn days. Autumn is here. Snuggle up, pumpkin spice. Oh, that one says life is beautiful. Oh, I want to put that on there. It's been a very hard year this year for me, health-wise, and I just want to remind myself that, you know, life is beautiful. Because it is, guys. It is. We've just got to do the best we can and focus on the positives. I want to put autumn days as well. I'm wondering about putting autumn days like up the side or something there, or across here. Autumn days, it's always time for pumpkin pie. Yes, it is. So I think we've got it, guys. I just need to trim this and put something on it, and then I think we're done. Woo! So yeah, we had a lovely Halloween, even though I had an optician's appointment that lasted quite a while, because I am having some serious problems with my eyes, which is affecting my filming. I have to be honest, guys, because it's actually really hard for me at the moment to see, or it was. Anyway, it looks like it might be an easy fix, which is what you want to hear. When you go to the opticians and they do all the checks, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so stressed, what could it be? And then they go, actually, do you know what? This should be an easy fix. And I'm like, yay! Need to do a punch in that. Oh my goodness, I've just knocked everything down because of course I have. So that's positive, but yeah, came home, pumpkin carving, lots of trick-or-treaters, movies, games. Even though it was only adults in the house, I did put lots of sweeties in bowls all over for everyone else, and they thoroughly enjoyed that. So they were snacking, and we had like a buffet and everything, and just lots of yummy stuff. And my son had a really good time. He was very happy that he was home for it. I think I'm going to put, do I want to put the corn there? That's going to go in there like that. Oh gosh, that corn just came off. So do we want to put any corn? Excuse me. I'm trying to find. I don't know if we want to put corn or if I want to try and find another pumpkin actually. Let's put that down. Let's see if I can find a small pumpkin. Oh my goodness, the dogs are howling. Not there. Let me look. Okay, I decided I might want to put like a little leaf on there. And if I pull this out, I might be able to put another one kind of down there. Like so. And then we can have a little leaf just poking out. Oh, it's so cute, guys. And I can move it over a little bit so that we see more of the pumpkins. Oh, what do you think? I am so happy with how this came together. I tell you, I had a very quick flick through of my Margarete Miller collage journal the other day when I was getting things together, and it is super making me smile, so I cannot wait to share it with you guys. But let's have a look. This is my final page, and I really love how it's come together. So diagram or chart we didn't do, that's fine. Something that squeaks or honks, we've got a little mouse. A section of a magazine advertisement, we've got this knitting needle one. Your number's up with stabby needles. A cake, well, I've got pumpkin pie. We're gonna say it's cake. It's my collage. Inspired by a fairy tale, we have Cinderella, we have the pumpkins and the mice, and bonus pattern paper, take your pick. I've got a different pattern paper, and it's very autumnal, and it's very, very lovely, and we're moving out of autumn now. There might still be the odd, why is that not going in? There might still be the odd autumnal one, but why would that not go in now? That was fine. There we go. How weird. But I do like to do them themed sometimes. So we've had a lot of autumnal and spooky themed ones. We're going into November. So at some point we're going to be getting festive with the makes. Trying to blend the prompts and the photos with something seasonal. So anyway, guys, I really hope you like this one. I really did. I think it's come together lovely. It was a wonderful day that it's reminding me of. Sure, the hot chocolate was disappointing, but you know what? The day wasn't. So, and I found a pizza that when I'm ever so occasionally, maybe once a year, I might attempt to have a slice of. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do check out my description box for Margarete's links, and check out my other playlists if you haven't already, and obviously all the ones that I've done this year if you are new. But until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.